Hi, everyone. I'm CBS19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony with this weather impact alert update. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in Sabine County, and it is strong enough and has enough rotation within that thunderstorm that the National Weather Service has put a tornado possible tag on it. We will join CBS19 on air if it does go to a tornado warning, but for right now, we will stream here on our CBS19 Plus and also on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. So we'll take a look at this storm right now. Severe thunderstorm warning until 5 p.m. with this stronger thunderstorm. I've turned off the lightning. I'll turn it back on for you just so you can see the amount of lightning. It has increased over the last few minutes and the storm has strengthened. And then when we take a look inside that storm, we can see just north of Hemphill near Milam, we have a very strong rotational couplet showing up here just to the east of Rosevine. This is going to be right to the west of Milam. Now, it's a severe thunderstorm warned cell, yes, but we could see the rotation strengthen enough to where we would have a tornado warning issued. It may be brief, but still it could spit up quick enough that it would give you little time at all. There's also a flash flood warning in that area. Let's in fact check out the winds that are within that storm and see how strong they are. We're starting to see a little better than green. In fact, our velocity is now up to about 57 miles an hour. So it is just there at about severe thunderstorm warned speeds for the wind. But again, I'm just sampling one small pixel in that storm. That it has now moved northeast of Milam. It still has some pretty good rotation on that, now crossing across the north end of Sam Rayburn. So if you know anybody in the Sam Rayburn area, or Sam Rayburn, please make sure that they are going to their safe place. In fact, that would be the north end of Toledo Bend. Sorry about that. North end of Toledo Bend, south of East Hamilton to the northeast of Milam right now. So anybody on the north end of Toledo Bend needs to be in their shelter currently. It's not a tornado warned storm. It's a severe thunderstorm warned storm, but it has that tornado possible tag on it just because of the strength of the winds inside the storm. So I'll look at that one more time here. That light green, that's going to be the wind blowing back towards Shreveport to the north or from the south. Velocity is down just a little bit. The red probably going to be a little bit weaker. It's a little weaker on the outbound, so not qualifying quite for tornado warning. The cell is riding right on the frontal boundary that has pushed through and basically eliminated the threat of severe weather elsewhere across East Texas. When we look back to the west toward Nacogdoches, it's just all rain, showers, and thunderstorms from Shreveport south to Nacogdoches. Again, the frontal boundary itself has moved south of those areas. So with the frontal boundary south of where most of the thunderstorms are, so essentially right in here, the only place that we're going to get anything that can get surface-based would be in Sabine County and near Hemphill. Everything else would be what we call elevated. Elevated thunderstorms have a much harder time be turning tornadic, though they can pose a larger hail threat. So there is still that hail threat in Lufkin and Nacogdoches and Center, but your tornadic threat tonight for the rest of the evening is going to be down here into Sabine County, just ahead of that front where we just showed you, near Hemphill, north of Hemphill now, closer to East Hamilton and northeast of Milam. So there's that cell north end of Toledo Bend on the Toledo Bend Reservoir just to the southeast of Hamilton. Again, if you're in the East Hamilton area, if you've got a cabin or if you're camping north end of Toledo Bend, if you're over toward it's going to move over into Sabine Parish pretty soon here and move into Louisiana. And I believe this will be the last cell that we're going to have to worry about. The other thing we do have to worry about here is flash flooding. We continue to see flash flood warnings now for San Augustine and Shelby County, and that goes until 7:45 tonight. We've had quite a bit of heavy rainfall in addition to that severe thunderstorm warning. So we do have the tornado watch that's in effect until 7 o'clock. I do feel as once we get this cell into Louisiana, we'll continue to see an elimination of the tornado watch counties dropping off. So that means Nacogdoches, Shelby County will probably drop away. San Augustine and Sabine County might just ride it out till 7 o'clock until that tornado watch ends. But we're not seeing much in the way of organized cell activity back to the southwest of Sabine County, southwest of Hemphill. So it looks like this is probably going to be the last of the strongest cells or potentially tornadic cells that we would have here this evening. I'll just drop it back one more space a little bit to get back to that rotational couplet that we've picked up. It started to strengthen a little while ago, and as that continues to strengthen, we look here just to the northeast of Milam and maybe just coming down a little bit. There's Sexton. This is going to be near East Hamilton on that north end of the Toledo Bend, moving to the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. Velocities up to about 52 miles an hour on the inbound winds toward the Shreveport radar site. The outbound winds are going to be a little bit less than that. In fact, in the reds, it looks like it's about half of what we're seeing on those inbounds. So the outbounds are about 28 miles an hour. So yeah, there's certainly some rotation within that cell, and it's one of the stronger cells we've seen today as opposed to yesterday with that severe thunderstorm warning on that cell. All right, let me widen that out, and I'll track that rotation for us as it moves northeast. Again, it's not going to be in Texas very much longer. It's going to cross over Toledo Bend, move into Louisiana here real soon. Could become a tornadic cell as it moves into a better environment, perhaps up towards Swall or Pleasant Hill, or perhaps over toward Natchitoches. It could turn into something a little bit stronger in that area. Overall, I'm going back one more frame here and giving you an overview. We've appreciated everybody who's tuned in at times today on CBS 19 Plus and also on our Facebook channel and also on the YouTube page, and has been riding this storm out with us. We were on very early this morning here on CBS 19 Plus and on the Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also broke in a couple times onto CBS 19 to bring everybody up to date on the morning showers and thunderstorms that came through. We didn't have much in the way of any type of severe weather with that morning round. We had a few rumbles of thunder, some downpours. We really had was more of an aggravation of the flash flooding that we've been experiencing, and we continue to see several flash flood warnings across the area. Everywhere you see a purple outline, for instance, right here in Nacogdoches County, that is a flash flood warning. That goes until 8 o'clock tonight. If I go up to the north a little bit toward it's the interstate, there's another flash flood warning that is going to be in effect for, we've got, let's see, Angelina County, Nacogdoches County, San Augustine County, Shelby County, Eastern Cherokee County, Southeastern Gregg County, Harrison County, Marion County, Panola County, and Rusk County all have flash flood warnings at least until 6 o'clock. So this is a widespread flash flood warning with several inches of rain today. Several inches of rain today. Let me see if I can get the rainfall total here, perhaps within the last, I'll go 12 hours since this morning. And just look at that. In those purples and reds, we're getting more than 4 inches of rainfall north of Center toward Carthage, and about 2.5 to 3 inches of rainfall from Appleby just to the eastern parts of Rusk County, western Panola County, and then western parts of Harrison County into southeastern Marion County. So this whole area today, and this is within the last, really probably since about 9 o'clock this morning. So you're talking about the last 8 hours picking up about 4 to 5 inches of rainfall. So several flash flood warnings have been issued for those areas. In fact, everywhere I just turned on the flash flood purple lines, you can see that does extend back into Rusk County. Just includes the city of Henderson. It goes back, does not include the city of Jacksonville and Cherokee County, but it does include Alto and Lufkin and Nacogdoches and Center. So I'm going to stay on with this stream here until we get to about 5 o'clock. When that happens, we'll see if we get an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning that is currently in place. And that current severe thunderstorm warning is in the northeastern part of Sabine County, just crossing over the Toledo Bend. And that is because of this cell here. And that latest scan that came in still holds it at a fairly strong thunderstorm. A decent rotation, not quite up to tornadic standards, so just below that, but the National Weather Service certainly putting a tag on that storm for the potential of possibly becoming tornadic. A severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled now for San Augustine County, but it continues for Sabine and Shelby County until 5 p.m. as that is going to clip the extreme southeastern portion of Shelby County. When I say extreme southeastern portion, let me circle this for you and show you what I'm talking about here. So that part right there is going to be Shelby County. The rest of this is going to be in Sabine County. So from East Hamilton back here down to the north end of Toledo Bend, the rest of it is northeastern Sabine County. So very small areas. So for instance, Drecka, Huxley, Center not included in this warning. Milam is no longer included in that warning. So you just have that one little area there around East Hamilton and closer to that north end of the Toledo Bend Reservoir, and then southward right along Highway 87 towards Sexton. In fact, it looks like this may have crossed over Sexton and is now just starting to move into Louisiana. So we're about to lose that circulation here in the state of Texas as it moves into Sabine Parish as opposed to Sabine County. A lot of times these little circulations like this could spin up something very quickly. It could be weak, but it could be a very quick rotation and could push something down to the ground just briefly. So that's why we've come on here just for this quick update. We will have a weather update on CBS 19 News coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. Sarah Blue will have that update for you. Otherwise, we just want to see one more scan on this. I'm waiting for 5 o'clock to arrive, and then that warning should be allowed to expire at that time. I don't think it'll be canceled, but it should be allowed to expire. In fact, it looks like that circulation now is just about ready to cross the state line and into Louisiana. Otherwise, looking back to the southwest toward West Livingston, there is just another little piece down toward the Woodlands, way down closer to Houston, where there is just a smaller piece of some circulation showing up way down here toward West Livingston around Schwab City, that little red area right in there toward Holly Grove. That is also currently not a warned storm. It is they have a special weather statement on it for just a little bit of weak rotation, but this one should be tracking more to this northeast and not so much north. So I have a feeling that circulation is likely going to stay and head over toward Jasper. So this one should not return to Sabine County for tonight or San Augustine County. So I'll throw that into motion real fast just to verify. It's kind of making that northerly track there toward Ace, but again, the track on it would be more in the order of from here, headed more toward maybe just brushing the very southeastern corner of Sabine County, but that would be it. And that would be in a couple of hours. It would take for that long. Plus, at that point, now that it's approaching 5 o'clock, sun is setting, we're starting to really start to lose the energy in the atmosphere. But all day long, we've been watching this thunderstorm energy, and you can see we're just about out of that thunderstorm energy now. That storm forming right on, or kind of eating into, using up that what's left of that energy in Sabine County right here. So that was the thunderstorm energy left over from what we've had so far. The rest of the area, we've seen a big drop in the energy. So yeah, there could still be some rumbles of thunder. The frontal boundary itself, though, is going to be sitting where that energy is. So right in here from Zaval down to Hemphill toward Colmus-Neal toward Cleveland. So anything behind that that's a thunderstorm. So back in, and I'll circle the area that I'm in question, back in this area, Groveton, Center, Nacogdoches, any thunderstorms there, they're going to be what we call elevated, so they could just be a potential hailer, but the tornado threat would be much, much less than what it would be in that area where we still have a little bit of some energy left over. All right, going back to the radar here, just about 30 seconds to go on that warning, and let's see if they drop it. They are going to continue until, all right, just waiting to see when we get to the 5 o'clock hour. I'll throw back on the watch warnings. It looks like it is still there just for the moment in Hemphill. And I'll go one more graphic in, and we've got the watch warning capability here turned on, and it looks like we still now have the tornado warning has been, or not, sorry, severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire. All right. Just one quick wrap up on the flash flood warnings for Caddo Parish, for DeSoto parishes, also Nacogdoches, Panola, Rusk, and Shelby County. Flash flood warnings till 6 o'clock. Flash flood warnings also for San Augustine and Shelby County. Kind of a duplication there, the northern or southern half of Shelby County till 7:45. All right, I appreciate everybody for tuning in real fast here on our Facebook page and on our CBS 19 stream. That should do it for the severe weather threat today. Again, Sarah Blue has the latest forecast coming up on CBS 19 News at 10 o'clock. If we do have something that's sort of out of the ordinary that prompts another break-in, of course, we'll cut back in here on CBS 19 Plus with the update. Appreciate your time this evening. Have a safe and wonderful rest of your weekend.